Welcome back to comics, to Hot Comics TV and Gigant. Number 1 by Hiroya Oku. And I don't know how I'm going to show this, or I'm going to be talking about the other books because the material is so full of taboo topics and grown-up activities that men and women like to take on on each other, on their relationships. I guess it's a book about relationships in a nutshell, if you want to think about it. And also it's got science fiction. It's got the science fiction components. It's got AI, which is really topical right now. It's got topics about AI and really bizarre ideas that I think that Oku did a really nice adaptation. But there's also a flip to this, that he's bringing superhero commentary to this narrative, to this story, where Papiko, or Papiko, whatever her Ichiho Johansson, it's the main lead, that she experiences this sort of bizarre sort of adventures with a narrative where we don't get really to explore. But anyway, we'll get to that. So the artwork is flawless again, done by his team, by Oku's team. Oku works on a way that he would do a rough, and then he will give it to a 3D artist. The 3D artist will do these 3D scenes, the stage design, and then 3D models that are very rough, polygon images. And then his team will come in and start laboring on the characters. And I think Oku at this stage, I don't know if he's doing the character face expression artwork, or he's just handing it over to someone else, and he's just directing the whole process and project. But it's beautifully done. And yeah, anyway, the premise is that this kid, this high schooler, he is into getting films of adult nature. And the protagonist is Papiko. She is the lead, and in these adult films, and he's like a nerd, he's your average high school film nerd, I would say, because he loves film. There's a little bit of paraphernalia on his room of films, Marvel, Indiana Jones, all that sort of stuff. It's all there. I think there's like a commentary to Iron Man and the Terminator, and he's in a film class or something with his high school friends. And yeah, so here we go. We got Arnie, so he's got all sorts of things. But the very first scene of this is that he's just self how can I put this, self-indulging on films of adult nature. And yeah, as you understand what I'm talking about. So yeah, but the artwork is flawless. It's very reminiscent and very polished to the last season. So last season, what am I saying? The last publication, so the last prints of Gantz. There's been other manga between this and Gantz, and I can't remember what was the other one. It was like an old gentleman who turned into a mecha, some sort of robot. But this one, in this story, he's going and making a commentary about superhero characters that are grandiose, bigger than life, and bigger than the world itself. And that's she does gain these powers because she comes across a character where the character is, he's walking around his underwear, and it's like literally one of these guys with a funny helmet. And I think that's where, like, Oku is sort of criticizing the spandex of the West, right? So he's sort of making commentary, critical commentary about what the West comic books, superhero comic books do. That's where a lot of people in Japan don't digest too well, because they don't understand the spandex culture that we consume. That's these kids that I can't remember his name. I think it's Ray. That's right, Ray. Yeah, that's right. I'm saying it there, Ray. And Ray is obsessed, to say the least, with the actress. That's Papiko, the actress, who he's just falling in love over hills. That's their first time they meet, and she's got a boyfriend that's a little older than her. She's in love with a dude she's in a very abusive relationship. Whether these kids just absolutely in love over heels with her and would never do anything to hurt or to do anything bad to her. And they become friends, and then the boyfriend, the abusive boyfriend, sort of realizes that she's spending way too much time with him. Man Spider, Oku again having a go at American comics. It's hilarious. And he's just he's just a kid, a high schooler that's infatuated with her. That's the abusive boyfriend. He gambles. He just does all these dodgy things. And at this stage, she's already kind of like starting to grow bigger. And Ray is just giving her a little bit of assistance on things, just like how to set up. I don't know what the premise was, like her cell phone or something, and he becomes her confidant, sort of thing. And this is the moment where she comes across this time traveler guy that gives her this thing that he had, and she's just gonna become a gigantic later on. She's gonna gain all his superpowers, and these characters, once they die, they become into a plush. So it's so crazy. It's so ridiculous. This is so ridiculous. It's awesome. So the guy died and he turned into a plush, and it's so bizarre. Anyway, so that's right. This thing, she cannot work out that watch thing that's on her now, attached to herself, to her arm. And now she's just, she confines on, what do you call it, on Ray, because she doesn't have anybody else to confine on with, and she's just literally modulating her dimensions and sizes. You can sort of see it here. She's just growing big and small and big and small, and like she rips her clothes. There's another comment here that's interesting, because she grows gigantic, right? And like the size of the building, but she does not keep any of her clothes. That's one of the reasons why I cannot show anything of this. And it's not that much of that. It's just, anyway, the other activities that happen on this. But this is the thing is that when she grows big, her clothes ripped. So that's a comment to maybe the Hulk or Ant-Man. Like, if they're growing big, how can these fabric clothing that they have on top grow with them? So anyway, it's quite hilarious that she becomes this enormous. So she takes advantage to this, takes it to the industry where she's working, and she become famous on already. And she's becoming big, gigantic on set. Well, the other male talent is performing with her. So her abusive boyfriend just becomes very jealous, and just to say the least, yeah. I think Ray, at one or another point, declares and expresses his love for her, and she leaves her abusive boyfriend, obviously, but she, what do you call it? The kid sort of, what do you call it? Ray gets, I think he gets punched by her boyfriend, and then she defends him. That's all I'll show. And the boyfriend, the abusive boyfriend, leaves, and then weird things are happening, like feces start raining down on people in the city. So, like human feces, and it's quite horrific because this happens around Japan, and it just rains on everybody. So bizarre effects. I mean, things are happening around, and we'll get into that later on. Anyway, Ray and Papico become an item, while bizarre things are happening on the story. So it's a lot of fun, this book. Now this is, yeah, the comment that I'm gonna make. This is not for kids, everybody. Let's just get that ingrained out there. It's not for children. It's grown-ups comics. Anyway, that's all I have for today. Please like and subscribe and all those good things. Thank you so much for your time. And till next time, bye.